Your packaging is the voice of your brand. Is my product sustainable, biodegradable, compostable, recyclable? I can tell any day when somebody doesn't give a crap about their packaging. It'll look like crap, and that just basically tells me what they think of me. This is where a professional can help you. When you work with a packaging professional, they can give you not just insight. They can not only connect you with accredited people out there, they can give you the big picture of your packaging. Now, in a world where speed and efficiency reign supreme, your business demands an e-commerce and packaging solutions that not only keep pace, but set the standard. Elevate your enterprise with unparalleled scalability. Embrace the e-commerce and packaging solutions that I'm going to give you here, and don't just compete, dominate. Now, here's several steps that I believe will give you a leg up on anybody else out there when it comes to not just e-commerce, but your packaging and the packaging that you use. First and foremost, and this is an absolute huge one, plan ahead. All too often, companies think of their packaging at the last minute, okay? They wing it. And I don't care whether this is a commodity item, high-tech robotic application that needs to be protected from electricity or whatever it may be. I see companies, big and small, just wing it when it comes to their packaging. This to me is such a waste of time and money, and actually speaks volumes when it comes to what companies believe and think about their packaging. Point number one, plan ahead. Here's a key tip. There are tons, thousands of packaging professionals that are out there that aren't connected in one way or another with the certain type of packaging, paper or plastic. They are packaging professionals. These professionals are able to kind of give you options and give you reasons to actually think intelligently to the big picture, not just to get your product there. But what if it's damaged, especially when you're packaging food or shipping food or spices, and it's not in the consistency or flavor or texture that you intend? Doing a refund would cost you money, but you're also now potentially losing that customer. And again, when you work ahead of time, and this is why I keep threading this over and over and over again, this is probably one of the easiest, most scalable ways for you to make a difference with your packaging is plan ahead. Stop winging it. Work with a packaging professional that can help you, okay? Give you options, explain the options. All too often, people not only think of their packaging last minute, but don't even consider working with somebody in the packaging space. And that's just foolish, in my opinion. You know, they'll go to Uline or they'll watch videos and think that they're going to get packaging that actually is going to work for their particular product. A packaging professional can truly help. Another part of this is knowing your options. All too often, people assume the down and dirty, basic corrugated box option or bubble wrap option is the answer. Whereas they run the risk of not only damage or your product getting there incorrect, but costing more in the long run. This is where a professional can help you. If you don't know your options and you just are following what you've always known, a brown box with some paper in there or bubble wrap, that too is being naive. I can tell any day when somebody doesn't give a crap about their packaging. It'll get there in substandard packaging. It'll look like crap. And that just basically tells me what they think of me. And that is foolish. So know your options, know what's out there. Choose the option that works for your particular product. Take the time to think about your customer. Where are they going to? Is this a food product that's going to go in a freezer? Is this a product that's going to be in an industrial floor at real hot temperatures in the summer? Is this in a cool environment? Is this going to a retail store or a distribution center that doesn't necessarily have a refrigerated space until it gets to the store? You got to know these things. And then you got to choose the best option for your particular product. This is where the rubber meets the road with a lot of companies is they're so influenced by what others say, what others think, what they see on the internet, what they've heard, and they choose packaging that they're trying not to make waves. Know the facts about your packaging selection. This is where dealing with a packaging professional can not only help you, but can help you find accredited experts that are out there. Know the facts, get the facts, take the time to work with packaging professionals to find out what works best for you. This is not some, Joe Smith wacko at gmail.com giving you his opinion that he's anti-paper or anti-plastic. I'm all for the environment. This isn't doing something that's foolish for the environment or wasting time or money. What I'm getting at is absolutely critical that you know what works best for your product, first of all. Then take in consideration for where it's being sold or stored or merchandised or whatever. The key thing is to also look at the facts when it comes to environmentally the footprint that your product leaves in the environment. There's a lot of misinformation out there with these kind of things. Is my product sustainable, biodegradable, compostable, recyclable? All those words mean something different. Here's the key thing. When you work with a packaging professional, they can give you not just insight. They can not only connect you with accredited people out there, they can give you the big picture of your packaging. For example, it's not just the packaging that you use, it's the entire life cycle of that packaging. How much energy, how much natural resources, how much time, how much space it takes up, how much fuel it takes to ship, store, whatever. You see where I'm going? That's what's called a life cycle analysis. And you have to look at the entire life cycle, not just paper or plastic, to know whether you're doing something good or bad, or one is using more natural resources than other. You have to look at this. And there are companies that do this for a living. Companies don't think of this. Companies don't even pay attention to this. They just literally get, bounced around from whatever they see on CNN or Fox News or the internet. And this influencer says this, and this influencer says that. You got to be prepared for your particular product and then know the facts. Now, here's the key thing to bring this full circle. Don't just know the facts about your packaging, but document it. Okay. Huge, massive opportunity that I'm going to riff about here, because I cannot believe how many companies, big and small, do not know why their packaging is what it is. Because in the world what we live in right now, whether that be in the environmental friendly consumers or those that really don't care, or they care at the last minute, here's the thing. Document it, tell it, share that message. Very few companies do it. You can embed this stuff in a video. You can drop this in an ebook. You can put this on your website. You can share this in a letter. You can do whatever you want to do with this. I love embedding it in a QR code, because everybody, including soccer moms, stay-at-home dads, or whatever it is, they're walking through and they can see a QR code that clearly says, know our packaging story. You give them an opportunity. And when they see that you've taken the time and you can clearly identify why you're using what you're using, why you're doing what you're doing, people are influenced by that. At the end of the day, if somebody knows that you've taken the time to package your product a certain way using these components, and here's the story behind it, to protect the product, better for the environment, it's a sustainable option. Maybe you reduced your packaging from something that was a lot of waste before. Now it's much less material. People need to know that. Okay. So that's the huge thing that is a huge opportunity and doesn't cost you any money. And why I say this is so easy to really be and separate yourself from the rest of the pack. I've often told our staff, and I'll say this again, your packaging is the voice of your brand, your product. That's what people look at and say, hey, this is, XYZ popcorn company or King Flour or whatever it is. But if your packaging is substandard, that really relates back to your product. And that actually comes back to your company. And that comes back to the long-term success or failure of your business. Packaging is the voice of your brand. Know this, embrace this, share this, let your people know this, and document that. And then the final piece to this is lean on your packaging professionals. Find them. They're out there. I don't care whether you're talking about Veritiv or Stephen Gould or Crown Packaging. This is not a commercial necessarily for individual companies. There are packaging professionals who are trained to know different options for you. I know I've thrown a lot at you, but this is so easy to implement right now, whether you're in the e-commerce space, purely manufacturing, shipping, contract manufacturing, contract filling. This encompasses everything, and it's so simple to do. And this will actually not only build your business, protect your business, help you grow, and long term actually be something that you can be proud of because you've taken the time to kind of understand your options. Hope this is helpful.